Okay, I'm joined by Bonecold, the IGL of Acend, after taking down Team Secret and moving on to the furthest that you guys have gotten when it comes to one of these Masters VCT Big LAN events. You were at Berlin, you made the quarterfinals, you ended up going out to 100 Thieves. Now you've been able to move on to the semifinals. What's running through your head right now, Bonecold?
Just adrenaline. I feel like nothing else. I don't think my thoughts are really, I can't get really a sentence together. I'm just so happy to actually make it to the semifinals, get to the bigger stage. But yeah, life is awesome.
Were you surprised to see Team Secret as your opponents? There was a lot of crazy upsets that happened throughout the group stage, but the way that the bracket was drawn, you ended up playing against that second seed from Gambit's group, and we kind of thought that it was pretty wide open between the teams. Did you have an idea that it would be them that you were playing against?
No, like not really. We are like very confident knowing like the face up as we like yesterday we got to know that we were going to play either against Secret or Team Vikings. We were extremely confident of we can be able to beat them both. So I don't want to brag, but we were just very relaxed and just like ready to win against either team.
What is your preparation like when you're heading into a game against, I'm going to say a minor region team here about Secret, but I don't mean any disrespect there because the minor region teams have been doing incredibly well at this tournament so far. Crew's got through, you've got X10 going through as well, and Secret. So the lower the smaller regions, I suppose we could say, have been doing extremely well and playing with a lot of confidence. What was your preparation like heading into a game like this? Were there certain things you were looking out for?
I mean, I really feel like like the biggest thing like what makes the minor region so good, at least in this tournament, was that I feel like they just played like they play in scrims. They play like carelessly in like in a positive manner. Like they are like they take the risks. So I really felt like like just being really focused up and just playing our top game was enough to beat a team like Secret. I feel like if they can like catch you off guard, that's when they can get the advantage. But today we just, I feel like we just overpowered them and we just played our own game to the bestest.
A lot of teams, I think, faced with that level of fearlessness from the minor region teams would end up turtling a little bit. They withdraw, try and play slower, slow the game down. Was that something that you considered? It seemed like you had a mixture of rounds where sometimes you were playing very quickly, responding and reacting, especially on Icebox, and sometimes you really slowed the pace down. Was that an active adjustment during this game, or is that just you imposing your will, your tempo upon the game?
I really feel like like we just want to get the momentum on our side, but part of it was actually also the things that Milan or analyst gave us. There was some pretty big reads that we caught, and I feel like we utilized them really well in certain rounds.
Specifically for you, Bonecold, there was a lot of attention about how you performed at Masters Berlin. You were the IGL for the team. You'd kind of just taken over at that period of time. You hadn't had a huge amount of time of kind of learning the ropes as an IGL. And it seemed like your individual performance suffered as a result, even though you're a great player and the people that have watched you at EMEA would know that. It felt like the overall community consensus was, oh, okay, this guy actually didn't turn up. During this match, and generally speaking at LAN at Champions, you've been performing excellently. What kind of things have you done personally and your team done to ensure that you perform when it comes to LAN events, big events like this?
I mean, I think I got to give a shout out to my mental coach Thomas. That like I've had a lot of sessions with him during Masters and now during during Champions. Uh, like as an IGL, I used to like just say like let's do this, let's do that. But right now it's just like I just have a motto that I just give myself before any game, before any round, that I play first and I lead second, and I feel like that is really impacted the way I play. It gives me like a lot of more freedom. It gives me confidence, and also it gives a lot more freedom to the other players as well. Like to call and give me info. So I just feel like things have like clicked during this period between Masters 3 and Champions.
That's such an interesting topic because we did an interview with Boaster from Fnatic, and he has gone, from what I understand, in the opposite direction. He's been trying to make himself more of a leader and less focused on his individual play. You've also played underneath another IGL that's pretty popular within, or not just popular, but good within the European scene, called Amenta, who last time we spoke on the show, you had a lot of great things to say about how much he had done for the team whilst IGLing for them. Can you talk a bit about why you made that decision to move away from the heavy IGL leadership kind of aspect, which other people might tend towards?
I mean, I feel like like it just it might be like just a personal preference, but just for me and for the whole team, like we have such young players, like full of ideas and full of energy. I feel like if I lock myself down into only calling and not thinking about anything else, it feels like it locks me out of just like generally playing the game. It locks out Zeke and Stark, so like making those mid-round calls. It locks out CNET from doing CNET things. I've just taken this path just because of mostly like personal reasons, and I feel like our game is a lot more dynamic when we're doing this, and I really feel like in this Champions we're going to show like how far we can go with this system.
One of the other adaptations that you've made is moving over to playing a lot of Sova. You weren't even doing that online particularly before you came into Champions. I assume you'd been hiding some of those compositions and not wanting to unveil them, but what has that process been like? Can you talk to us perhaps about how long you've been practicing Sova and how long this has been in the works for?
I mean, it's been like since like Masters 3. I've been playing a lot of Sova on my free time on ranked, and I really enjoy the agent. And also, I really feel like Sova is like one of those agents that really fit the like the IGL role, because I just feel like I can get so much more out of the things that I call when I play Sova rather than when I play, for example, smokes. So it's just, I mean, Sova just feels a really good agent for me. It's like complements being an IGL as well and playing on that. And I've been working every single day to, like to try to learn some new tricks and how to handle the ulti and all that.
Well, it's looking pretty impressive, and your individual performance has been excellent too. You've also had Split as the third map in your pool multiple times now. You would have gone to Split in the game against Envy. You would have gone to Split against Secret as well. It certainly feels like it's being floated in your map pool, and you're fine getting there. But your composition online was very different to perhaps how it would be now. I'm sure you don't want to give too much away, but are we expecting Split to look significantly different to how it did before?
It doesn't look that much different, but we have put in a lot of focus on it, like during these times, and I just can't wait to whip out the Split during this tournament.
Okay, that's pretty fun. The next game that we've got coming up is Cloud9 against Liquid. Those are going to be your opponents. Well, one of them is going to be your opponents in the semi-final. Who do you think is going to win that game, and who would you most like to match up against?
It's really a double-edged sword. I feel like like against Liquid, I feel like they're like more what is it, like strat centered. They play really well together, and I feel like like playing against them the way we play now. I feel like we could beat Liquid actually quite handsomely, I'd say, because I just feel like right now we're just finding, like we're finding every gap in their defense. We're finding extremely good trades, and then on the other hand, C9 they just play, like they play extremely freely, and
Yeah.
I feel like that could be a very nice hectic matchup for sure.
Yeah, either way it goes, it's going to be a fantastic match, and I'm sure the actual game itself with Cloud9 playing against Liquid will be really cool as well. I can't wait to catch up with you perhaps after the result of that semi-final, but good luck as you move forwards, and it's been awesome watching your transition and your performance at Acend Bonecold.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I really appreciate that.
Thanks.